Guys, welcome back to my channel. I've been annotating this book for okay, I'm gonna show you this part. I've been annotating this book for a while now. I will say, when you do annotating, you can like writing on the page, which I am doing, but I'm also writing like side notes of like what happens in the pages on the book. Okay, so I'm just gonna like point y'all down lower so you can see this. Sorry, I'm just okay. Okay. Oh, what's this? She said, gesturing to the door with a padlock on it. Oh, that goes down to the basement. It's off limits. You don't want to go down there anyway. It's unfinished, and it's just with a bunch of spiders. Okay. Let me put a note here then, shall we? I already underlined this, but like I just thought no would also be nice. Creepy face and boom. My hand right this way. When I didn't hear her move, I turned back. She was stopped in front of the door staring at it. I knew then she wanted to see what was on the other side. When you told someone they couldn't do something, it always made them want to do it. Curiosity. I don't think that's it, because she said she had a bad feeling before, so I think she also thinks he might be a little bit of a psycho killer, especially since she had an encountering with at a gas station, which made her bring her guard up. Therefore, she thinks that like everything, and like she's very aware, and that just seems very odd to her. Seemed to quiver. I wonder why. Shall we? She said in a high-pitched voice. Wyoming, girl, why are you saying Wyoming so much? It's like, it's not cute. It's not cute. A pasture with the sheep, cows, river cutting across the back of the farming edge of the property line. Thick pine woods is important. Jotting up just behind the banks of the rivers and mountains in the distance. Banks of rivers and mountains. Scenery is important, because I'm trying to figure out the mystery before anyone else does. Now I'm gonna just like read the description of the book real quick. I don't know if there is one. Oh, here. This is the little thing. So this is the ranch. So I'm assuming we were in trouble. Race Evans and her overworked New York, looking for a new escaping bit away from Wyoming. When she arrives at the idyllic getaway, she pleased to find the owner as handsome man. Blah, blah, blah. She's not pleased about the lack of cell phone service, a missing woman, and a feeling that something isn't right in the ranch. Okay, so I already figured out the mystery here. Fucking dude. What's his name? Calvin. Ugh, like what the hell is that name, buddy? Towering over the entire scene, it was about the only thing I think about being back in Wyoming. There ain't too much to do. There ain't many. Why is there ain't so much? I'm gonna just underline that. There ain't many people my age, but my age. What is your age, sir? But it is beautiful. I'll give it that. But it is beautiful. It really is. I said, looking over a gray sheet, glanced at me and smiled. Girl, why are you smiling when you know he the killer? Right. And do your research next time, because you thought, oh, this is gonna be just a perfect little trip. You didn't think to look who's missing in the area. You didn't think to check if there would be other people at the Airbnb. Like, are you actually special, bro? And in the middle of nowhere too. Like, this woman is just not smart. But also, like, I get where she's coming from, but like, you're not smart, bro. Like, you're not eating, bro. Like, you're literally 3 your life away. Again, drank the rest of her beer in one swig. I was just about to ask her why she picked dubious Wyoming, but she spoke first. I'm going to finish unpacking. She turned her foot and headed towards the sliding door. Let me know if you need any help. I'm a big girl. I can take care of myself. Girl, if I were you, I would pack my bags and leave. Like, I'd be like, no, there's no unpacking. I'm actually packing back up to go leave. Thank you. Towards the sliding door. I'm a big girl. Her voice was flirty. Bitch, I was flirting with the murderer. Or at least I thought it was. She disappeared inside without another word. My cheeks flushed. There was something about Grace. Something different. Different from what? What? The other girls you killed? Like, girl, what do you mean? I'm gonna tell my sister to read this, because she's gonna love this. she's gonna eat it up because she loves murder mysteries and she loves love interest type stuff, and this is exactly it. So if you don't want me to do any more spoilers for the You Shouldn't Have Come Here book, then let's not do that. But I wasn't ready to chase after another girl. It was too soon. Too soon after what? Like your mom dying? Like were you in love with your mom or something? Like what's going on here? A set of mismatched wired hangers against one other as I folded my clothes up in a closet. I lined up an array of shoes on the floor in front of the window, pulling open the drawers of dressers. I found several pairs of women's underoos and sports bras. They were nice brand Lululemon and Skims. Lululemon and Skims, period. Period. This must have been written like 2020, like 2022, 2023. Period. Odd. Yeah, I think so. I held up a pair of thong underwear, size small. Previous guests must have left these behind, or perhaps Calvin had a girlfriend. I dropped them back in the drawer, closed it. The next down was empty. I filled it with undergarments, swimsuits, and shorts. Bringing a stack of books on the desk, I lined them all up in order. I planned to read them. I'm a speed reader and expected I could finish all 5 of them by the time I was up here. I planned to start with a light beach read. Would be quick and easy to devour. I like those because they're mindless. After that, I wanted something sad. This one was guaranteed to make me cry, so I blurped on the cover. Said I figured I should have something that I could learn from as well, so I brought along a self-help book about habits. I had several bad habits that I knew I needed to break, plenty of good ones that I should install further. Habits ensure I won't make mistakes. That horror novels I brought and promised I'd be frightened, but I wouldn't judge of that. I took a lot to scare me. Finally, a thriller. Girl, why would you scare yourself? Because now, knowing the things that you know, do you want to scare yourself? No, you do not. Right. Talking about her books, like, girl, I don't want your books. Like, don't give me a full rundown on your freaking books. Now, I haven't written a lot in these ones, but I've done a lot of annotating in the pages. Now, this is literally only a couple pages, right? How do you take away from the first one, right? The first annotating here, right? That's the amount of stickies I have. That is a good amount of stickies. I'm trying to, like, go down, keep it, like, up further down. This one promised a twisty ending I wouldn't see coming. It seemed every thriller promised that these days. A few actually delivered. After unpacking my makeup, hairstyling tools, and toiletries, I glanced out a bay window above the long dresser. A large crack ran from the lower left corner all the way to the center. I traced it with my finger. The lip of a fractured glass sliced through my skin. Ouch. I brought the wound to my mouth and sucked on it. The pain dissipated quickly. A streak of blood was left behind, stretching a few inches across the glass, caused the landscape beyond it to appear cracked and tinted red. It reminded me of how I saw the city. Let's just revisit this, shall we? Red, not cracked, but red. That old rusty truck, the ranch, the trees, the lighting. Okay, if you look close enough, in one of the windows of the house there is bloody red hands. Right here. If you see my little circle, do you? I don't know if y'all do, but I just wrecked my cover for it, so. Red. There's lightning, but this isn't like a ripped page or anything, so it's either cracked or lightning or like oldish vibes. So, not me like actually cracking this. I had traveled so far to see the world in a different light, but somehow it always looked the same. The sun fell behind the mountains, leaving darkness behind. I had forgotten about the dark. You don't really have that in the city, too many lights. Remembering I had promised to text when I arrived, I slid my phone from my pocket in an upper right-hand corner. Where the words "no service," I felt a twinge in pit in my stomach and swallowed hard. It wasn't something I was used to see. I found Calvin at the stove in the kitchen cooking up something I wasn't exactly pleased to smell. Okay. Eating our victims, I see. No, I don't think so. Earthy, meaty, sweet scent. Girl, what? Let me annotate that. Girl, what? I like literally write what I'm thinking. I'm like, suspicious. Let me annotate that. Don't mind my facial expressions, okay? Y'all know it's not it. Stirring the pot with a wooden spoon. Hey, casually drinking Bud Light. Hey, I said. Calvin turning around, quickly starting a smile. Okay, sorry. Like, that just gave me the shivers. Hay is for the horses. Bitch, the fuck it's not. You ain't funny. Bruh. Next he's gonna say bruh is for something else. Like, I forced a smile. I almost crossed out the text. Why I needed to be forced. Do you have a band-aid? He set the spoon down and folded up a paper. Of course, what happened? I held a battle wound from the crack in your window. Oh shoot, sorry about that. He disappeared down the hall and reappeared moments with the small first aid kit. I meant to fix that. Some of my guests are good guests. Or the fact that you were like killing someone in that room and you happened to crack the window. Cracked window. Previous victim made? Question mark? Okay. Okay. Gonna put that down here. Cracked window. Previous killing slash fight question mark. That's what I have down. Okay, you can't see it. I might slowly start to engrave these in here. Every chapter I have like a little recap or something. I don't know. But girl, I'm gonna need more of these. Actually, I got these for Christmas too, so this is gonna be great for annotating. I'm literally gonna tell my grandma I'm annotating text for a book, and she's going to be like, "Period, girl. Period. We love to see it." She's not gonna say that, but she's gonna be like, "Oh my God, I'm so happy that you're using it for that reason or something." I set the spoon down and folded a paper towel. Of course, folded up a paper towel. Girl, why are you folding up a paper towel? He didn't even give it to me at the point. Like, he pulled out a chair and gestured for me to take a seat. Kitty corner and unpacked his kit, pulling out ointment and cotton balls. Like, rubbing alcohol and band-aids. This was clearly not his first time tending to an injury. Question mark. Who said that? That's a shame about your window. I said, don't worry, they paid for it. What do you mean they paid for it? The way I can't spell way is crazy. He ripped a corner of packaging with his teeth and pulled out a tiny fold wipe. Do your guests usually get rowdy? I held out my finger, droplets of blood oozing from the cut and dripping onto the kitchen table. They immediately sipped into the unfinished wood, leaving behind a stain. Calvin didn't seem to notice, or he didn't care. He wiped it up and continued tending to my wound. Only the bad ones, he said, glancing up at me for a brief moment. I winced as he pressed a soaking cotton ball of rubbing alcohol on the wound. The stinging lasted only a few seconds. It's uncomfortable having strangers stay in your house, I asked. Kevin paused, and his eyes met. They are only strangers at first, he said with a serious face before finishing up a band-aid wrapping snugly around a finger. There you are, good as new. He let out a smile with collecting his things. Thanks. Kelvin took his place at the stove and slowly stirring. Sorry about my dyslexia, guys. I said that so matter-of-factly it sounded like it's a part of a book. By the way, there's some women's clothing in the top of my dresser drawer. I just left them there. I thought you should know. He froze for a second. It seemed as though his shoulders tensed up, but I couldn't be sure. Leave it turned back. That'd be my ex, Lisa. I just wrote down victim for that. Ex Lisa. Okay, so later she finds out, as it says on this book cover, or the inside of this book here. The inside of this book here, it literally says that she finds out that a girl was murdered there, right? If her name is Lisa, click that in your head, woman, and get them. And it's not easy to pack up all the things you unpack. That's why you never unpack things like that. And also, why is he staying with you at an Airbnb? That's just weird. You should have picked an Airbnb where they don't stay with you. He folded in his lips and went back to stirring the pot. I chewed on my words, unsure what to say, but then they all tumbled out. You know that they say an ex will purposefully leave some things after the breakup so they just have a reason to come back. Well, I hope that's not the case. Why that? I asked. Because she's dead. Yeah, you killed her, Rose. Like, I'm actually, like, this is, like I'm shivering when I read this. I swallowed and broke into a coughing fit. Kelvin quickly pulled a glass from the cupboard and filled it with water. I understood why he said it's a matter of a fact way. That's what death was. You're either alive or dead. There's no in between. He handed the glass. Understood what? I understood. Girl, you shouldn't understand. And I drank nearly all of it. All right, he asked, giving me a small pat in the back. Yeah, I cleared my throat. I just swallowed wrong. He nodded and returned to the stove. Sorry about your ex. Kelvin turned off the burner and took a swig of his beer. May I ask how she died? I added. A car accident about a year ago. He rotated the bottle in his hands a couple of times, like he was deciding whether or not to say more. We had actually broken up that night. She died, but I'm sure we would have gotten back together. We always did. He always looked at me when he spoke. He was staring at white walls. If there was something important for him to gaze at, I'm sorry, Kelvin. I didn't know that. What more to say? Because I wasn't good with these sort of conversations. I had encountered death many times throughout my life, but seeing it and talking about it were two different things. He swung back to me. That's life, I suppose. He shrugged and shook his head, like his thoughts and feelings were a sketch. See, here's the thing. I would love to see her perspective when he was giving her the tour, because that tour, oh my god, I have like so much dry skin on my lips. Anyway, but that tour would have been the most interesting thing, because I'm sure she was scared, and I just want to see her perspective of it. But yeah, an etch a sketch that he could just shake away. Yeah, I want a beer. The subject was changed. I nodded. He pulled one from the fridge and popped off the top. Do you not have service here? I held up my phone and handing up the door. No, ma'am. Gotta go to town for that. But I do have a landline if you need to make phone calls. Gavin pointed at a pale green phone hanging on the wall. A long coiled cord connected to the phone and base practically stretching down the floor like it had been pulled too tight at one point. Well, that's getting annotated. Pulled too tight, you say? See, it could either be that he strangled her with it, or it could be that she was calling, like, his ex-girlfriend or his victim. She was calling the police, and he was, like, trying to drag her away from it, or, like, she was scared and was trying to get away. Well, I just wanted to send a quick text to my friend to let them know that I arrived safely. What about Wi-Fi? I did put the router, but the router needs replacing. He leaned against the counter and took another swig. Is this bitch an alcoholic woman? Oh shoot, I should have annotated about his ex. X, I literally just put X there. Oop, hang on, tab out, tab out. No Wi-Fi. Okay. Can I just breathe? My breath got stuck in my airways as I tried to release it. I nearly choked. I took a quick swig. Bro, why does she keep on choking and taking swigs? There's no mention in the slightest about a lack of cell service. You think that would be something to note, but perhaps that was the norm around here. No Wi-Fi was frustrating as well. But then again, maybe I just too attached to being attached. Girl, that makes no sense. You all right? He asked, his eyes full of concern. I nodded, yeah. It wasn't the time to make a fuss over a cell phone service for the torment.